And we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our fourth segment. We're just going to be talking about Bobby Witt Jr. and his incredible season for the Kansas City Royals this year, so let's get into it. Now, there's been a lot of traction with Bobby Witt Jr. these past few days or so since the All-Star break ended. I believe he's hitting something crazy like 800 since it ended in a few games, which is just insane. And the thing that also happened is he took over the American League lead for WAR, which is not something I think anyone was planning on seeing, just because of all the talent in the AL, all the front end talent, to be honest. You have Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Gunnar Henderson in the AL this year, and those have really been the top three players. So it's just honestly been insane to just see how well he's done these just past few days. And obviously he hasn't done just this great these past few days. Obviously he's done amazing altogether, but at the same time, the culmination of these past few days, adding on with everything he's done throughout the entire season, has just really shined a light on how good he's done this year and how great and outstanding of a player he's been. I think there's been a lot of conversation about if he should be the AL MVP, which we'll talk about, and so we'll go over that. But first, I want to go over Witt's incredible stats this year with the Royals. Of course, his third full year in the MLB, signed a huge long-term extension with the Royals. I don't know how long it was, but it was a long time. It was 11 years. There we go. So an 11-year contract for Bobby Witt Jr. Very deserved, by the way. So looking at it this year, his weighted runs created plus is 166. Yes, he has a 166 weighted runs created plus. That is, if you don't know, insane. He's 66% above. He's 66% better than any average hitter, which is just insane to think about. I don't know what to talk about with that. So other than that, his walk percentage is up from last year, going from 5.8 to 6.6, so he's walking more. That helps a lot. His K percentage is down a full percent, which is really nice. His walk to K ratio is, of course, up. His OPS almost at 1,000 at 979, which for a shortstop who plays amazing defense is incredible. Like, that's something to really withhold and just say, wow, that is incredible. So that's something that is very, very cool. His BABIP also is a little bit higher at 3.73, but at the same time, Witt is a very young, fast player, so his BABIP is just naturally going to be higher than any other player. I mean, that's just kind of how it works. He has the speed to beat out ground balls, the speed to be able to, put balls and play more and, get them in more action. So it's not really that crazy. So Witt overall has had a fantastic season. His ISO is also up from 218 to 251 this year as well, which is also incredible. His barrel percentage is up 4%, which is also great. His hard hit percentage is at 50%, so 50% of the time he's at bat, he hits the ball hard, which is also great. His expected WOBA and his WOBA are also around the same right now, so it's not exactly like he's getting fully lucky. He's cut down on his ground ball percentage. He's hitting more line drives. So overall, Witt just had a really fantastic season and has improved on a lot of things. So it seems like this is for real and he's staying. And if I'm the Royals, I would not be happier. You gave him this 11-year extension after him being the second overall pick, after having two really good years in the MLB, because you were confident in his abilities and you were confident in the way that he would be able to help out this franchise and be a franchise caliber player. And that's exactly what he's done. He has been so incredible for this Royals team. In my opinion, is definitely the best athlete in Kansas City. Sorry, Mahomes. Just kidding. But, as a Bills fan, I like to, had to get in a little dig at Mahomes there. But overall, just has had such an incredible season here with this Royals. And this Royals future is looking really, really bright right now with Bobby Witt Jr. At the forefront of it. I mean, he's just been so good. And the way that his future looks is incredible. And this Royals future overall is just looking really bright. Other than Witt for this future core, I mean, you just drafted Jack Caglione, who I think could be up maybe next year, maybe in the opening day roster next year, and could be an outstanding first baseman. Benny Pasquantino has also been incredible and will be a really big part of your future. MJ Melendez, Salvador Perez had a really nice resurgent season. Michael Garcia is someone I really like for the future as well. There's been some rumors as well about acquiring other younger bats, like a guy like Jazz Chisholm, who I think would make a lot of sense as well for this Kansas City team. So overall, this Royals future is very, very bright, and being able to have a guy like Witt at the forefront of that is very, very exciting. and I'm very excited to be able to see, what he is going to do for the future and what is going to be happening with this Royals team. So, looking at this Royals team now, looking at them towards the deadline, they do have some moves to make, but I still do think that they are a really, really good team. As I've talked about before, for this Royals team, their rotation is just killer. They have 4 outstanding starting pitchers. You have Seth Lugo and Cole Reagans as 2 aces at the top, Brady Singer as a very good pitcher, and Michael Wacha, who's also been a very good signing as well. So this Royals rotation, absolutely fantastic. You also have some younger guys as well over there, like Daniel Lynch, who's solid, Alec Marsh as well, who I think is a very good depth option. So there's a lot to like about this Royals team, and there's a lot of good starting pitchers here on this roster. So other than that, you can add, you have the capabilities to add because of how good this rotation has been, because of how well they are looking. And I think the main one is the bullpen here. I don't think they have a great bullpen. I think the Hunter Harvey addition from the Nationals showed a few things. One, that they know they don't have a good bullpen that they have to add. And 2, they are willing to add and willing to make the moves that will help out this team and make them be a contender for the rest of this year. I really like that move. I thought it was a good buy low move. I thought they get a little much for Harvey, but at the same time, I think he's a very solid reliever who also has some control available, so that was nice there. I've talked about it many times, but Tanner Scott is someone I connect to the Royals a lot. I think he makes so much sense for this team, and I'm very interested to be able to see what will happen with him and where he's going. But yeah, the Royals need a ton of bullpen help, and I think Scott will make a lot of sense there, but they could also add that. I think also another bat as well. I talked about Jazz Chisholm. I think makes a lot of sense, but I think he might be priced out of their range a little bit. Maybe they go all in and acquire both Chaz and Tanner from the Miami Marlins, but that'll be interesting. But overall, I think maybe some lower bats, like a guy I've talked about before, Tommy Pham, would make a ton of sense for this Royals team. He's a guy that I think really would make a ton of sense for this team. A buy low candidate for as a veteran bat, a guy who provides a chip on the shoulder for this team, is just a very solid veteran hitter that works the count. It's great in at-bats, and I think would really help out this team a lot. So I think Tommy Pham overall would make a lot of sense. And yeah, I think that Bobby Witt Jr. and this Royals team are really making a case for them to make the playoffs and fully add. So going back to Witt, I don't think any of this would be possible without him. The way that he has just been so fantastic this year with all this pressure on him has been great. He just signed an 11-year contract to be able to be the face of this Royals team that had a very good younger core, and the way that he has just took that and ran with it, has really not succumbed to the pressure whatsoever, has just been really, really impressive in my opinion. And I think Witt could be a future multiple-time MVP, a superstar in this league, and I already think he's a top 10, top 15 player in baseball. So it'll be very exciting to watch this Royals team for the future. Very exciting to see what they do at the trade deadline as well. And yeah, I'm very, very interested and excited to be able to see what is going to happen with this Royals team and what decisions are going to be made with them and for their future as well. So that is it for our 4th segment here, talking about Bobby Witt Jr. and his incredible season for this Kansas City Royals team. Moving into our 5th segment here, which is going to be talking about the All-MLB team and just going over, I didn't change the title there, so it does not mean to say Hall of Fame. It is meant to say All MLB team and the watch list there. So yeah, we'll be going over that, and we'll talk about it after the break. So thanks, and bye.